Chapter 831 My lord, do you have to play so hard? Wait a minute. I can regenerate after losing my arm. Then I can play normally. Moreover, after I have two hands, I can find a way to deliberately lose to my lord, then I will be more worldly wise. Thinking of this, Yi Xiaojian also revealed a smug smile. After all, losing and losing on purpose are two different concepts. Xiaojian. Are you ready? Let's start the game. Just as Yi Xiaojian was thinking about these things, Yi Feng's voice rang out from the side. My lord. I'm not ready yet. Please wait for me for a few seconds. After saying that, Yi Xiaojian began to regenerate after losing his arm, and soon, a brand new left arm appeared on his body. My lord. I'm ready. We can start anytime. After simply moving the newly regenerated left arm, Yi Xiaojian looked at Yi Feng and said with a smile. Xiaojian, this guy, actually regenerated his left arm? Is there something wrong with his brain? So many official loser guards are staying in Xinghuan Palace, but I called him over to play games. Doesn't he have any idea of the reason? Seeing the brand new left arm that Yi Xiaojian regenerated, Yi Feng was stunned. Why do I feel that the way my lord looks at me is a little strange? Does he think that I regenerated my left arm to win him? Thinking of this possibility, Yi Xiaojian was also panicked. After all, his purpose was to play a game of human relations, not to leave a bad impression on Yi Feng. My lord. I regenerated my left arm just to make the game more interesting and fair. However, this game has always been my weak point, and I am sure I can't beat you. Then, Yi Xiaojian looked at Yi Feng and expressed his thoughts tactfully. Fair? Hearing this, Yi Feng did not understand the real meaning, but focused on the word fairness. Xiaojian. Speaking of fairness, I just realized that we don't have a referee. If a game doesn't even have a referee, then what's the point of talking about fairness, don't you think? Then, Yi Feng looked at Yi Xiaojian seriously and asked. Fairness? Referee? What the hell is this? What I just said is not what I meant at all. What I meant is that after I have two hands, this game will become more interesting, and you will have more fun playing it, and I will deliberately lose to you. That's what I meant. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojian was completely stunned. No. Why do I feel that this misunderstanding is getting deeper and deeper? Or, I'd better tell my lord directly. Thinking of this, Yi Xiaojian looked directly at Yi Feng. Just as he was about to say what he really thought, a space crack suddenly appeared in their sight. Xiaotang. Greetings, lord. When Yi Xiaotang, who was eating a lollipop, walked out of the space crack, he knelt on one knee towards Yi Feng, and then shouted respectfully. Fuck. My lord actually called this little witch over. Is this for her to be the referee, or for her to pull my arm? Seeing Yi Xiaotang coming out of the space crack, Yi Xiaojian was completely dumbfounded. He really didn't expect that Yi Feng would play so well. The identity of the referee is definitely a cover. And my master's real purpose is probably to let her pull my arm. I have to say, my master's operation is really amazing. Thinking of this possibility, Yi Xiaojian also shook his head and smiled bitterly, and then muttered to himself, I just want to play with human relationships, why is it so difficult? On the other side. Xiaotang. Xiaojian and I are going to play a game of rock paper scissors. However, we are short of a referee, so I called you over, and you only have one task, which is to be a fair referee and never let this game be unfair. Next, I will briefly tell you the rules of the game. At this time, Yi Feng first explained the reason for calling Yi Xiaotang over, and then explained the rules of the game. My lord. Xiaotang already knows the rules of the game. Xiaotang will definitely be a good referee. I will never let this game be unfair. After listening to Yi Feng's explanation of the rules, Yi Xiaotang immediately made a promise, and then walked towards Yi Xiaojian on the side. Hey! What's coming is coming. Seeing Yi Xiaotang with a smirk walking towards him, Yi Xiaojian also guessed something, and then he smiled bitterly and talked to himself, and if he had known that it would develop like this, he would not have regenerated his left arm. And now, because he regenerated his left arm, not only was he misunderstood by Yi Feng, but he was also torn off alive by Yi Xiaotang. It can be said that he was simply asking for trouble. Sister Tang, you just promised my lord that you would never let this game be unfair. And if you tear off my left arm now, it will be unfair to me. Seeing Yi Xiaotang coming over, Yi Xiaojian grabbed his left arm with his right hand and reminded him unwillingly. Xiaojian, are you stupid? I am the referee. If I say it is fair, it is fair. If I say it is unfair, it is unfair. If your words are useful, then what do you need me as a referee for? Hearing Yi Xiaojian's ridiculous words, Yi Xiaotang also said jokingly. Tear. Then, Yi Xiaotang exerted force with his right hand and directly tore off Yi Xiaojian's left arm. Then he looked at Yi Xiaojian and said directly, Okay, now you can play a small game with my lord. A moment later. Xiaojian, don't be so depressed. Although you didn't beat me in this fair game, but I will give you some compensation. Looking at Yi Xiaojian, whose hair had been plucked out and who looked depressed at the moment, Yi Feng also said this with a smile. Compensation? Hearing Yi Feng's words, the bald Xiaojian instantly became interested and then asked quickly, My lord, what compensation? Grab. I will write the numbers 1, 2, 7, and 8 on 4 small pieces of paper. And these 4 numbers also represent the 4 members of the official Prodigal Guard team. When the time comes, I will let whoever you draw come out to take a breath. It can be said that no matter who you draw, they will be grateful to you at that time. If you can draw number 1, then you can walk sideways, with her protection. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's inquiry, Yi Feng smiled and explained. Chapter 832 That person is the Gossip King's second sister. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojian's eyes lit up, and then he quickly said, My lord, I like this compensation. It's over. How could my lord give him such a good compensation? And if Xiaojian really draws the big sister, who dares to touch him? After hearing this situation, Yi Xiaotang on the side also showed a touch of surprise on his face. A moment later. Excited heart. Trembling hands. If I can draw the big sister, I am willing to give Sister Tang 100,000 years of life. At this time, after taking out a small paper ball from Yi Feng's hand, Yi Xiaojian prayed secretly, and then, with a nervous look, he directly opened the small paper ball in his hand. Soon, a big 8 character appeared in Yi Xiaojian's eyes. Fuck. No way. I used a head of hair, and the person I exchanged turned out to be Lao Ba. He doesn't deserve it at all. Looking at the 8 character on the small paper ball, Yi Xiaojian couldn't believe his eyes. Xiaojian. Who did you draw? Seeing Yi Xiaojian's appearance at this time, Yi Feng also asked with curiosity. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. As he said that, Yi Xiaojian stuffed the small paper ball in his hand into his mouth. Didn't you see it? Do you think I'm blind? And what do you mean by eating the small paper ball? Hearing this, and seeing Yi Xiaojian's trick, Yi Feng was stunned. My lord. I want to take out the ones I don't want first, so that the one left at the end is what I want. Then, Yi Xiaojian started to make up stories seriously. Fuck. Xiaojian is a liar. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's words, Yi Feng also showed a touch of surprise. He had never realized that Yi Xiaojian had such a strong talent in lying before. Xiaojian. Last chance. Whoever is drawn is the one. After recovering from his shock, Yi Feng looked at Yi Xiaojian and reminded him. My lord. Xiao Jian understands. Hearing Yi Feng's reminder, Yi Xiao Jian nodded, and then nervously took out another small paper ball from Yi Feng's hand. You must draw the big sister. If you really don't draw the big sister, you must draw the seventh sister. If you draw the second sister, our future life will be difficult. With a nervous look, Yi Xiao Jian slowly opened the small paper ball in his hand. Soon, a big 2 appeared in Yi Xiao Jian's eyes. Peng. It's over. It's all over now. Everyone's good days are completely over. Seeing the 2 on the small paper ball, even the crazy Xiao Jian collapsed on the ground. It's definitely not the big sister. If it was really the big sister, Xiao Jian would have jumped up excitedly. And Xiao Jian looked like he had nothing left to live. It couldn't be the 7th and 8th brothers, because if it was the 2 of them, Xiao Jian wouldn't have had any big reaction at all. From this point of view, there is only one person left, and that person is the Gossip King's second sister. Thinking of this, Yi Xiaotang felt that his body had no strength in an instant, and then he collapsed to the ground, with a look of hopelessness on his face. What's going on? It's just a grab, why do you have such a big reaction? Looking at the 2 people sitting on the ground, Yi Feng also showed a bit of confusion. Second. Xiao Jian, you are also very lucky. Although you didn't get the first prize, if you get the second prize, she will be able to protect you. Walking forward, taking the small paper ball in Yi Xiaojian's hand, seeing a big 2 written on it, Yi Feng also looked at Yi Xiaojian and said with a smile. My lord. It doesn't matter whether she protects me or not. I just hope that she can stay away from me after she comes out. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojian also said this with a wry smile. After she comes out, don't ask her to protect you. Just ask her to stay away from you? What's going on? Hearing Yi Xiaojian's words, Yi Feng was stunned. This was completely different from what he expected. My lord. Since I have always served the mistress, can you please not call me over when she is around in the future? At this moment, Yi Xiaotang's voice also sounded from the side. What's going on with you? One wants her to stay away. One doesn't want to meet her at all. She's a devil, why are you so scared? Hearing Yi Xiaotang's words, Yi Feng couldn't help but be curious, and asked the 2 of them directly. My lord. She is proficient in the art of destiny. It can be said that as long as she wants to know about any living being, she can figure it out in a very short time. It's okay that her ability is terrifying, but she also likes gossip. She always likes to figure out the secrets deep in other people's hearts and then make them public. This is why we are afraid of her. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Yi Xiaotang explained with a wry smile. Mastering the art of destiny? That's similar to Yi Lingxue. Isn't she learning the secret art of peeping into the secrets of heaven? Knowing the ability of this second-in-command, Yi Feng couldn't help but think of Yi Lingxue, the second disciple who worshipped in the Tianji pavilion. My lord. Or, let's change someone. It's okay to let old 7 out. Seeing that Yi Feng suddenly fell silent, Yi Xiaojian also asked tentatively. How can that be possible? Since you have drawn it, it must be her. Besides, I am also very curious about how strong her gossip heart is. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's proposal, Yi Feng directly refused it. Moreover, he planned to take this gossip king with him when he went out to spend money in the future. How interesting that would be. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing today's spending product. You will be rewarded with 3 million spending points and a breakthrough in a small realm. At this moment, the reward prompt sound of the system suddenly sounded in Yi Feng's mind. Those 4 guys used up 10 million Yulei Fu so quickly? Hearing the reward prompt sound in his mind, Yi Feng also looked towards the God Burial Valley with surprise. Boom, then, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yifeng's body. God Tribulation Realm Level 1. At this time, the fluctuation of Yifeng's breath has reached the God Tribulation Realm Level 1, and if he wants to completely stabilize this cultivation, he must first withstand the first level of Heavenly Tribulation Cloud. Chapter 833 Young Master Yi, why doesn't the Heavenly Tribulation Cloud strike you? On the other side. Elder Chu. Brother Wang Wei. After leaving the God Burial Valley, young Master Yi and I will return to the palace gate. Then you two want to go and see, then come with us. When the four of them spent 10 million thunder control talismans and flew out of the God Burial Valley on the Heavenly Tribulation Cloud, Huashan looked at Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei and told them his decision. Master Hua, are you not going to our Xingqiu sect? Chu Yuanfei was also stunned when he heard Huashan's decision, and then he hurriedly asked. I'm not going. I've been acting cool enough these past 2 days, I really don't want to continue. So, I'm going back to the palace early. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan also explained with a smile. Lord Hua. If that's the case, then Wang Wei and I will go back to the palace with you. We really want to see how shocking the world is that Yi Xiao and you founded the palace. After knowing Huashan's thoughts, Chu Yuanfei also made his decision. You all want to leave? Just let me go back to the sect alone, to accept punishment? Do you have to be so mean? Li Wenyuan, who was serving tea and water, was stunned after hearing the conversation between the two. No. I can't go back to Xingqiu sect by myself. Otherwise, their punishment will definitely fall directly on me. Thinking of this, Li Wenyuan also made a decision, and then looked at Huashan and asked tentatively, Master Hua, can I also go to the palace gate where you are? You want to go and see it too? Do you think this is a good thing? I tell you, if you really go and see it, you will be hit so hard that you will doubt your life, so I suggest you don't go. Hearing Li Wenyuan's question, Huashan also persuaded him with a serious face. Although he hated Li Wenyuan before, his knot has been untied now, and the other party shamelessly licked him, licking him so hard that he was embarrassed to target the other party, so this persuasion was also from the heart. Will be hit so hard that you doubt your life? What nonsense. If it is really that scary, will Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei go? Hearing Huashan's persuasion, Li Wenyuan didn't care, and then patted his chest and assured, Master Hua, don't worry, my tolerance is extremely strong. Even if I see something incredible, I will smile and never panic. Elder Chu. Originally, I was quite nervous to go to Master Hua's palace gate. But now there is one more person to accompany me, I feel much more relaxed. Seeing Li Wenyuan's confident look, Wang Wei also used his spiritual sense to tell Chu Yuanfei what he was thinking at the moment. Yes. It's better to suffer together than to suffer alone. With the participation of elderly, my mood has improved a lot. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei also responded with a smile. On the other side. Okay. Since you want to go so much, let's go together. Seeing Li Wenyuan's confident look and firm eyes, Huashan shrugged helplessly, and then agreed directly. Fuck. Heavenly pressure. Young Master Yi has made a breakthrough, he is preparing to pass the tribulation. When the four of them just flew out of the God Burial Valley on the Heavenly Tribulation Cloud, a terrifying pressure that shook the heaven and earth instantly enveloped them. Then, the four of them noticed the first layer of Heavenly Tribulation Cloud that was rapidly condensing in the air, and Yifeng, below, who was emitting the aura fluctuations of the first layer of the Divine Tribulation Realm. Poke it. Young Master Yi, quickly let that one-armed swordsman go up and poke it. I like to see the Heavenly Tribulation Cloud trembling. Yes. Although young Master Yi is going through the tribulation, the Heavenly Tribulation Cloud actually dared to appear. It's not tough, it's just looking for trouble. Then, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei started talking excitedly. That's the heavenly tribulation cloud. Why don't you have any fear at all? Although there is a heavenly tribulation cloud under our feet, this is not a reason for you not to be afraid of the heavenly tribulation cloud above. Hearing what the two said, and noticing their excited faces, Li Wenyuan, who didn't know anything, was stunned at this time. Four of you. Sorry, I just had some insights, and then I just broke through. But this doesn't affect our journey. We can go to Xingqiu sect at any time. At this time, Yifeng also noticed the four people flying out of the God Burial Valley, and then looked at the four people with a relaxed look and said, What's going on? What's going on with you guys? That's the heavenly tribulation cloud, why aren't you all afraid? Does the heavenly tribulation cloud have no dignity? Aren't you afraid it will get mad if you do this? Seeing that the person involved, Yifeng, didn't take the heavenly tribulation cloud seriously, Li Wenyuan was really going crazy, because this situation was not in line with common sense at all. Young Master Yi. I've had enough fun. I don't want to go to Xingqiu sect, so let's go back to the palace gate directly. By the way, the three of them want to go to our palace gate to have a look, and I have already agreed, so let's take them back together. Hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan immediately said the decision he had just made. Have you had enough fun? Don't want to go to Xingqiu sect to show off? Hearing Huashan's words, Yifeng was also stunned, and then nodded and said, Okay, since you don't want to play, let's go back to the palace gate. My lord. If there is nothing else, I will go back to the upper realm and continue to serve the mistress. My lord. If there is nothing else, I will go back to the palace gate to play with Xiaojiao first. After all, my second sister is coming out, and I am really nervous. I must play with Xiaojiao for a while, and then vent my nervous mood. At this time, the voices of Yi Xiaotang and Yi Xiaojian sounded from the side. Nothing happened. You guys go back first. After hearing what the two said, Yifeng nodded directly. After a moment. Master Yi. I'm a little confused now. Why didn't the heavenly tribulation cloud above strike down the heavenly tribulation, but instead moved with us? On the way to Xinghuan Mountain, Li Wenyuan saw that the heavenly tribulation cloud that had already condensed in the sky, not only did not strike down the terrifying heavenly tribulation, but instead kept moving with them. This strange situation was beyond his cognition, and then he looked at Yifeng with a curious look and asked. Because I'm not ready yet. If it dares to strike me at this time, it will be useless. So, it has to wait until I am ready and get my permission before it can send down the heavenly thunder tribulation to strike me. Hearing Li Wenyuan's question, Yifeng also smiled and explained. Chapter 834 You two are free, what should I do? Just because you are not ready, the heavenly thunder tribulation cloud has to wait for you? Even, it needs your permission before it can strike? Are you so awesome? Hearing Yifeng's explanation, Li Wenyuan was really shocked. He really didn't expect that the tribulation could be passed in this way. Elderly. Stop making a fuss. Do you remember the pressure of the heavenly Tao that enveloped the entire Tianqing city yesterday? You must have been suppressed at that time, but Wang Wei and I followed Master Yi and Lord Hua to the place where the tribulation was passed. I won't tell you what happened in detail, but what I want to tell you is that the 9th level heavenly Tao tribulation cloud brought out by the tribulation passer was stabbed 700,000 times by Master Ye's men. It can be said that the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud is a supreme existence in our eyes, but in Master Ye's eyes, it is just a small piece of trash that can be poked around for fun. Seeing Li Wenyuan's shocked expression, Chu Yuanfei also used his spiritual consciousness to transmit a voice to remind him. So that's it. No wonder none of you take the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud seriously. After hearing Chu Yuanfei's reminder, Li Wenyuan finally understood. Elder Chu. To be honest, I can't bear it anymore. Everyone is going through the tribulation, but how come Master Ye's way of going through the tribulation is so different from ours? Seeing Yi Feng sleeping in the rocking chair, and then the heavenly tribulation cloud splitting out small pieces of heavenly tribulation, striking Yi Feng in an extremely gentle way, this scene directly shocked Li Wenyuan, and then he looked at Chu Yuanfei beside him and asked. Don't say you can't bear it. I can't bear it either. This way of passing the tribulation is the first time I've seen it. And, did you notice that Master Yi was sleeping soundly? That proves that the power contained in each small section of the heavenly Tao Thunder tribulation will not only not cause harm and pain to Master Yi, but will bring him an extremely comfortable feeling. After the power contained in that small section of the heavenly Tao Thunder tribulation completely disappears, the next section of the heavenly Tao Thunder tribulation will strike again. In other words, when we pass the tribulation, the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud will strike us to death. And when Master Yi passes the tribulation, the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud will really serve him like an ancestor. Hearing Li Wenyuan's question, Chu Yuanfei also smiled bitterly and expressed his thoughts. After a moment. It's finally over. If it continues, I will be miserable. Seeing the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky begin to dissipate, Li Wenyuan and Chu Yuanfei also breathed a sigh of relief. After all, they both have the third level of the divine tribulation realm, which proves that they have survived the first, second, and third levels of the heavenly tribulation cloud. But now seeing Yi Feng successfully pass the tribulation in such a comfortable way, and thinking of their own 3 tribulation experiences of escaping death, they are really a little unbalanced. In a word, the difficulties you encounter are terrible, but the happiness enjoyed by others is even more heartbreaking. Ding. Because Huashan ended his pretentious journey ahead of time, the random task with 3 days of task time also ended ahead of time. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the random task, reward 5 million spendthrift points, reward breakthrough a small realm, and reward infinite mysterious sound water * 10,000 pots. When the heavenly tribulation cloud began to dissipate and Yi Feng was still sleeping, the voice of the system rang from Yi Feng's mind. Boom. Then, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yi Feng's body again. The heavenly Tao tribulation cloud that had just dissipated also gathered again in the air. However, the heavenly Tao pressure was raised to a higher level, because this time Yi Feng brought out the second heavenly Tao tribulation cloud. Fuck. Just broke through, and broke through again? And it was in a dream? Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei, and Li Wenyuan, who saw this scene, exclaimed with their eyes wide open and their mouths covered. You know, even the newly appeared heavenly tribulation cloud dared not make the slightest sound, for fear of waking up Yi Feng, so how could they dare to make a sound? Elder Chu. Please help me with your palm knife. I really can't stand it, so let me faint happily. Seeing the heavenly tribulation cloud splitting out small pieces of heavenly tribulation again, Li Wenyuan couldn't stand it anymore, and then looked at Chu Yuanfei on the side, pointing at the back of his neck and asking. Elderly. I can't stand it anymore. When we were going through the tribulation, it was really a life and death struggle. Now when I think about it, I am still a little scared. But now seeing Master Yi going through the tribulation in such a comfortable way, my heart is so sad. So, you should give me a palm knife, otherwise, my little heart will be broken. Hearing Li Wenyuan's request, Chu Yuanfei also smiled bitterly and expressed his thoughts. Elder Chu. In that case, let's cooperate with each other. Just use your palm knives to hit each other, so that we can both faint happily together. Seeing that Chu Yuanfei also had this idea, Li Wenyuan directly proposed a solution. Bang! Bang! As 2 muffled sounds rang out, Li Wenyuan and Chu Yuanfei fell down with happy smiles. You 2 are free, what should I do? Although you are all elders, and I am just an inner disciple, you can't treat me as a human being. Wang Wei, who was standing by, was stunned when he saw this scene. He really didn't expect that these two people were so mean and abandoned him directly. Brother Wang Wei. What's the situation with them? At this time, Huashan, who was also resting on the rocking chair, opened his eyes after hearing the strange sound. However, when he saw the two people lying on the ground, he asked Wang Wei with a puzzled look. Master Hua. Because Yi Xiao's way of crossing the tribulation was too comfortable, they couldn't stand the stimulation, so they directly hit the back of the other's neck with a palm knife, and then that's it. Hearing Huashan's question, Wang Wei also hurriedly explained. So that's it. Then brother Wang Wei, can you bear it? Do you need my help? After understanding the situation, Huashan looked at Wang Wei and asked. Need it? Master Hua, I need your help. Although I haven't experienced the calamity yet, I really can't continue watching. Otherwise, I'm afraid I will have a terrible mentality that I can do it myself. Hearing Huashan's question, Wang Wei also responded excitedly, and when he looked at the other party, his eyes were full of gratitude. Chapter 835 Yi Feng named, and the Gossip King's second sister panicked. Too strong. In just a few months, Yi Xiao has grown to this level. This is really terrifying. When Wang Wei also fell to the ground with a happy smile, Huashan looked at Yi Feng, who was still sleeping beside him. Feeling the powerful aura emanating from the other party, his eyes also revealed an extremely envious look. After a while. This sleep is really comfortable. It should be said that the lightning massage strength controlled by Tiandao Jieyun is really in place. When Yi Feng woke up, he first stretched beautifully, and then smiled and talked to himself. Fuck. Palace Master, what's going on? Did we encounter an enemy attack? However, when Yi Feng noticed Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei and Li Wenyuan lying unconscious on the ground, he looked at Huashan with a puzzled look and asked. Young Master Yi. We are standing on the heavenly tribulation cloud, who dares to attack us? As for the three of them, we have to start from your second breakthrough. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Huashan smiled and briefly explained the situation. What? While I was sleeping, I also brought out the second heavenly calamity cloud? That means, I took a nap and broke through two small realms without knowing it? After hearing what Huashan said, Yi Feng also exclaimed in shock. You broke through by yourself, but you didn't know it yourself? Also, breaking through two small realms in succession is not something to be happy about, but you look like you are quite angry? If the three of them saw this, would you let them live or not? Seeing that Yi Feng had such a big reaction, Huashan also showed a look of confusion. System. This is your trick again. Back in the upper realm, I just took a nap, and then broke through from the first level of the Immortal Calamity realm to the 9th level of the Immortal Calamity realm without knowing it. As a result, now that I have come to the God realm, you are starting to make small moves again? At this time, Yi Feng also questioned the system in his heart. System? When you were in the upper realm, it was the heavenly tribulation cloud that wanted to send you away quickly, so it kept evolving on its own and directly raised your strength from the first level of the Immortal Tribulation realm to the 9th level of the Immortal Tribulation realm. That really has nothing to do with me. Moreover, you had wronged me once at that time. Now you bring it up again. Although you are the 6th, you can't bully the leader like this. Ding. Host, the reason why you broke through two small realms in succession is because of Huashan, and the random task was completed early. Hearing Yi Feng's question, the system immediately explained. Because of Huashan, the random task was ended early? Hearing this, Yi Feng was stunned at first, and then he checked the task situation. So that's it. Because Huashan ended his pretentious journey early, the random task, with 3 days of task time, was also ended early. And my second breakthrough was actually the reward for completing the random task. After understanding these situations, Yifeng finally understood. Palace Master. How long will it take us to get back to the palace gate? Then, Yifeng looked at Huashan and asked. Young Master Yi. If nothing unexpected happens, with the speed of the heavenly Dao tribulation cloud, we only need 2 days to get to Xinghuan Mountain. Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan immediately responded. 2 days? That's a bit too long. Just in time to let the Bagua King out for some fresh air, let her take us directly back to the palace gate. Thinking of this, Yifeng ordered the system in his heart. System, let the Bagua King, who ranks second in the official prodigal guard team, out. Boom. As Yifeng finished speaking, a space crack appeared from above, and then a long-haired woman wearing tight black clothes and showing off her graceful figure walked out of the space crack. Subordinate. Greetings, my lord. When the black-clothed woman slowly landed in front of Yifeng, she knelt on one knee and then shouted respectfully. So beautiful. She is 100 times more beautiful than Shirdachuan. And her voice is 100 times better than Shirdachuan's. I really don't know where young Master Yi found her, but, I have to say, young Master Yi really likes men like this. Huashan, who was standing aside, saw the black-clothed woman who suddenly appeared, and also recognized her appearance and figure, but he thought she was a man. Because of Shirdachuan's influence, whenever such a beautiful woman appeared next to Yifeng, Huashan would involuntarily have this idea. Huashan, right. I tell you, I am a woman, and I am made of real stuff. If you dare to think of me as a man again, be careful that I will kill your brother. At this moment, the black-clothed woman suddenly turned her head to look at Huashan, who was standing aside, and then looked at him with a cold look and warned him. She actually knew what I was thinking? Could it be that she could read my mind? Huashan was also surprised when he heard the black-clothed woman's words. Palace Master. She is not someone like Shirdachuan. Also, her strength is far superior to Yi Xiaojian, so you must not provoke her again, otherwise, you will be miserable. After hearing what the black-clothed woman said, Yifeng also understood, and then looked at Huashan and reminded him with a smile. Her strength is even more terrifying than that little sword master who stabbed the Tiandao Jieyun with 700,000 swords. Huashan also showed a touch of shock when he heard Yifeng's reminder. Since you are out, let me give you a name first. After reminding Huashan, Yifeng looked at the black-clothed woman and said with a smile. Stare. Hearing what Yifeng said, the black-clothed woman was also suddenly startled, and even showed a trace of uneasiness on her face, because she knew that Yifeng's naming was really too casual. For example, Xiaojiao, Xiaochui, Xiaohei, she was really worried that Yifeng would give her an extremely alternative name. And her destiny technique could not be used on Yifeng yet. This uncontrollable unknown situation really made her a little flustered. My lord. Please give me a name. Although she was nervous, the woman in black did not dare to show it. She could only look at Yifeng with excitement and asked. Xinghuan Mountain, Xinghuan Palace. Fuck. Isn't this the breath of my second sister? My lord actually let her out? At this time, when Yi Xiaojiao, Yi Xiaochui, Yi Xiaobai, and Yi Xiaohei noticed this familiar breath, their faces suddenly changed, and even their bodies began to tremble slightly. Chapter 836. Don't be afraid, Xiaojiao, brother Jian is here. It's over. The second sister is here, our good days are coming to an end. Yeah. It's better to let the big sister come out. Although the big sister is cold and always likes to control us, she won't reveal the little secrets in our hearts. Hey! Don't say these useless things. Now that the second sister has been released, let's be mentally prepared. Then, several people smiled bitterly and said what they thought. Fuck. Brother Jian, don't hit me. The second sister is out, you still have the mind to hit me? At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who had been running in the air, also yelled at Yi Xiaojian behind him with a collapsed expression. I know. It's because I knew that my second sister was going to come out, so I came back in a hurry, wanting to beat you up and relieve my nervousness. Hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Yi Xiaojian curled his lips and then explained. You knew about this a long time ago? Then, you were so nervous that you came to beat me up to relieve your mood? You are such a dog, does my second sister know? Hearing what Yi Xiaojian said, Yi Xiaojiao couldn't believe his ears for a moment. He really didn't expect that Yi Xiaojian could do such a stupid thing. He even wanted to yell at Yi Xiaojian, you beat me to relieve my mood, then who will comfort my nervous mood and injured heart? Something's wrong. Why did the other people look at me in a wrong way? Just then, Yi Xiaojiao suddenly discovered a situation, that is, Yi Xiaohei, Yi Xiaobai and Yi Xiaochui below, all looked at him with a playful look. Wait a minute. Could they have heard what Yi Xiaojian said and are going to beat me up to relieve their nervous mood? Thinking of this possibility, Yi Xiaojiao panicked. Xiaojiao. We are free anyway, why don't we have a competition? There are 2 choices. 1, you fight the 4 of us. 2, we fight the 4 of you. You can choose. Just when Yi Xiaojiao was panicking, Yi Xiaohei's voice rang out from below. You want to beat me, and you have to find a legitimate excuse? You are such a bitch. After hearing what Yi Xiaohei said, Yi Xiaojiao trembled all over. He really didn't expect that these people could be so shameless. Brother hey. Although Xiaojiao is ranked 10th, you can't bully him like this. I can't stand it anymore. At this moment, Yi Xiaojian, who had been chasing Yi Xiaojiao and beating him, shouted at Yi Xiaohei with anger. Xiaojiao. Don't be afraid, Brother Jian is here. Today, I will fight side by side with you and fight them to the death. Then, Yi Xiaojian looked at Yi Xiaojiao sincerely and expressed his attitude. Brother Jian. I am really touched to hear you say this. But you should still go with them. I am afraid that if you fight side by side with me, you will stab me in the back. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's decision, Yi Xiaojiao also expressed his own thoughts. In summary, although you are touched, you should still be on guard against Xiaojiao. How can you think of me like this? This really makes me so disappointed. Do you know that by doing this, you have killed my fun in the cradle? As he said this, Yi Xiaojian walked to the side of Yi Xiaohei, Yi Xiaobai, and others on the opposite side very naturally. Humph. I knew you were up to no good. Come on, let's go together. I will pay you back 100 or 1,000 times for today's humiliation when I reach 9th place. Hearing what Yi Xiaojian said, Yi Xiaojiao snorted coldly, then looked at the people opposite and shouted. Today's humiliation was brought to you by so many people, as a result, you will have to give me back 100 times or 1,000 times? Why? After hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Yi Xiaochui, who was ranked 9th, was stunned, because if Yi Xiaojiao reached 9th place, he would definitely fall to 10th place, and at that time, Yi Xiaojiao could only bully him. Xiaojiao. Your idea is wrong. You should think about reaching 2nd place, and then give back today's humiliation 100 times or 1,000 times to all of us, you can't just target me. Then, Yi Xiaochui looked at Yi Xiaojiao and reminded him. Do you think I don't want to? But I have to have that ability. Hearing what Yi Xiaochui said, Yi Xiaochui responded with a helpless look on his face. Fuck. If you don't have that ability, then you should stay in 10th place honestly, why do you want to hit 9th place? What's the matter, do you just look down on me? Hearing this, Yi Xiaochui felt uncomfortable instantly. The other side. My lord. Haven't you made up your mind yet? Seeing that Yi Feng hadn't spoken for a long time, the woman in black asked nervously. It's not easy to get up. It's mainly because I'm naming you, and I'll give you a more unique name based on your characteristics. My understanding of you is limited to gossip, so. At this point, Yi Feng's eyes suddenly flashed with a gleam of light, and then he looked at the woman in black and said, I've thought about it, and you'll be called Yi Xiaogua from now on. Yi Xiaogua? Is this a name that a beautiful girl should have? Even if you name it casually, you can't be so casual. Hearing this strange name from Yi Feng, the woman in black was stunned. My lord. Can't you change your name? After recovering from her shock, the woman in black held the last hope and looked at Yi Feng and asked tentatively. Gossip, gossip. If you don't like the word hexagram, how about Yi Xiaoba? Hearing the question from the woman in black, Yi Feng also pondered for a while, and then said another name. Yi Xiaoba? It's better to call it Yi Shower, at least the number is at the front. Hearing the name Yi Feng said, the black-clothed woman's face was instantly filled with black lines. It can be said that she was deeply disappointed with Yi Feng's naming skills. My lord. I think Yi Xiaogua is pretty nice. Or, I'll still call myself Yi Xiaogua. Then, the black-clothed woman looked at Yi Feng and smiled and said what she thought. Okay. Call me whichever you like. Since you like the name Yi Xiaogua, from now on, you will be called Yi Xiaogua. After hearing what the black-clothed woman said, Yi Feng decided on the name directly. Chapter 837 My lord, this guy is quite shameless. What do you mean I can call him whichever one I like? There are only 2 strange names in total, do I have a choice? Hearing what Yi Feng said, Yi Xiaogua also smiled bitterly and muttered to himself. Xiaogua. Are there any explosive gossips about these people? At this time, Yi Feng's slightly excited voice sounded from the side. My lord. There are indeed some explosive gossips about these people. Do you want me to tell you one by one? Seeing that Yi Feng was also so interested in gossip, Yi Xiaogua instantly became energetic and responded. Gossip? This woman uses mind reading to get gossip about others? She is so good at playing, do her parents know? Huashan, who was standing by, heard the conversation between the two, especially noticed the excitement of Yi Feng and Yi Xiaogua when they talked about gossip, and a sense of uneasiness instantly filled his heart. Not everyone needs to speak. Just choose 2 of the 4 of them to speak. As for who to choose, you decide. Hearing Yi Xiaogua's question, Yi Feng also responded with a smile. My lord. Then let's choose him as the first person. The secrets in him are very explosive. After hearing what Yi Feng said, Yi Xiaogua directly set Huashan as the first target. There are 3 people lying over there, you don't choose. You have to choose me? What's the matter, do you think I'm weak and easy to bully? Seeing that Yi Xiaogua directly chose him, Huashan also complained in his heart, and then he became uneasy, because he did have many explosive secrets in his heart. Master Xiaogua. Although Major General Yi gave you the right to choose, I feel that it is not fair to me to choose like this. Then, Huashan looked at Yi Xiaogua and expressed his thoughts. Oh. Then what do you think is fair? Hearing what Huashan said, Yi Xiaogua also asked, curiously. Although she could figure out the other party's next thoughts, she was too lazy to figure it out because she was only interested in some explosive gossip about each person. It's easy. The 4 of us stand in a row. Then you shout, whoever wants to be the first target, take a step forward. In this way, those who want to be the first target will take a step forward, and those who don't want to be the first target will stand still. This is the fairest way to choose. Hearing Yi Xiaogua's question, Huashan said his thoughts seriously. Those 3 are still unconscious. If the 4 of you get together, you step back, and then the first target can only be chosen from the 3 of them. Should I say it, the palace master's fair way of choosing is really shameless. Yi Feng, who was standing aside, was instantly covered with black lines on his face after hearing Huashan's idea. He really didn't expect that Huashan would be shameless. That's really shameless. My lord. This guy is quite shameless. At this time, Yi Xiaoguo's voice also rang in Yifeng's mind. He is quite shameless. I never realized he had this advantage before. Hearing what Yi Xiaoguo said, Yifeng shrugged and responded with a smile. Soon, Huashan dragged Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei and Li Wenyuan, who had fainted, over and lined them up neatly, and he himself stood on the far right of the line. Xiaoguo. You say, if we quietly wake up the three of them and then tell them about the situation, wouldn't that be more fun? Seeing that Huashan was ready, Yifeng also thought of something, and then whispered to Xiaoguo beside him with a smirk. My lord. No need to wake them up, because those three guys have already woken up, and they have heard everything we just said. So, when I yell later, they will definitely play a trick on Huashan. Hearing Yifeng's bad idea, Yi Xiaoguo also smiled and explained. They woke up a long time ago? And they are also aware of the current situation? Hearing Yi Xiaoguo's words, Yifeng also looked at the three people lying on the ground with a surprised look on his face, and at the same time thought to himself, these three guys are also very sinister. Listen carefully, the four of you. Who wants to be the first target, then step forward. Soon, Yi Xiaoguo shouted excitedly at the four people. Swish. Hearing this, Huashan took a step back, and then said to himself with a smug look on his face, the joy of cheating people is so simple and unpretentious. Huashan did not notice that the three people who should have been in a coma, at this time, moved back 2 steps at a time like inchworms, and then lay on the ground again pretending to be unconscious. Huashan! Since you want to be the first target so much, then you can be the first target. Just when Huashan was still secretly proud of himself, Yi Xiaoguo's playful voice suddenly sounded. Didn't I take a step back? Then the first target should be chosen from the three of them. Why do you want me to be the first target again? Huashan was stunned when he heard Yi Xiaoguo's words, and then looked to the side. Fuck. What the hell is going on? What the hell? However, when Huashan noticed that the three people who had fainted on the ground had strangely appeared behind him, he exclaimed in shock, because from the current situation, it seemed that he really took a step forward. Wait a minute. Could it be that these three bastards had woken up a long time ago and were pretending to be unconscious here? At this moment, Huashan suddenly guessed something, and then yelled at the three people, you three are so stupid, you are awake, but you are still pretending to be unconscious. Oh. How long have I been unconscious? Have we reached Xinghuan Mountain? Hearing Huashan's roar, the three people also slowly stood up together, and then pretended to be confused and mumbled. Okay. Don't waste any more time. Everyone, hurry up and sit down, I'm going to start gossiping. At this time, Yi Xiaoguo's voice sounded from the side. Soon, Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei and Li Wenyuan casually made a stone block and sat down to watch the show. Yifeng, who was lying on the rocking chair, also took out the wine. Calm down. I must stay calm. Even if she can read minds, she can't know all my secrets. As long as she doesn't know those important secrets, the others don't matter. At this time, Huashan, who was standing opposite, also pretended to be calm and talked to himself. Chapter 838. After hearing my secrets, you all ran away? Huashan. When he was 20, he peeped at a female monk bathing. After being discovered, he was favored by the female monk and embarked on the path of cultivation. Even though the female monk later found out that he was born with a useless body, she did not give up on him. But in the end, because he was incapable in a certain aspect, he was ruthlessly abandoned by the female monk a month later. When he was 50, he was caught by a female demon and given a special pill, which directly increased his ability in a certain aspect. But the female demon played with him for a year and felt tired of playing with him, so she ruthlessly abandoned him. When he was 123 years old, he was. Just when Yi Xiaogua was about to tell Huashan's third secret, Huashan knelt down to Yi Feng, and then collapsed and said, "Young Master Yi, please, don't let her say it." Crazy. At this time, Huashan was really going crazy. These were the most unspeakable secrets in his heart, but now Yi Xiaogua said them in front of so many people. His old face was completely lost. He even hated it so much that he wanted to dig a hole and crawl into it. Fuck. The Palace Master's growth experience is so rich and colorful. This is too awesome. At this time, Yi Feng was also shocked by Huashan's two secrets. He really didn't expect that Huashan, as a useless person, would have so many happy moments. On the other side, I don't know why, after listening to Lord Hua's experience, I inexplicably have a little envy. Although he was born with a useless body and could not have a strong cultivation, his experiences are really cool. Hearing Huashan's two secrets, Chu Yuanfei's face also showed a touch of envy. Yes. Although I have an extraordinary talent, it is precisely because of this that I am busy practicing every day. Looking back now, there is no happy past worth remembering. From this point of view, Lord Hua is still living a transparent life, even if he is the passive party. Then, Li Wenyuan on the side also expressed his feelings. Two elders. It's not too late for you to change now. As long as you don't indulge in it, that's fine. After hearing what the two said, Wang Wei on the side also smiled and reminded them. Xiao Wang. You are still young, so you don't understand what we envy. Do you really think that we have lived for tens of thousands of years and have never enjoyed ourselves? I tell you, we have enjoyed ourselves, but it is not worth remembering at all. Only the experience of Lord Hua is worth remembering. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei smiled and then explained. What the hell are you talking about? My experience, you are still envious of it? Are you crazy, or am I not grateful for what I have? At this time, Huashan, who was full of embarrassment, was stunned after hearing the conversation between several people. He thought that everyone would laugh at him when they heard about his experiences, but he never thought that he would become the object of their envy. This polar reversal directly made him confused. Little Gua. Almost, choose the next target. At this time, Yi Feng's voice suddenly sounded from the side. Ouch. My stomach hurts so much, I'm going to poop. Young Master Yi, don't wait for me. After I'm done, I'll go back to Xingshu sect and won't go to Xinghuan Palace with you. As Yi Feng finished speaking, Chu Yuanfei noticed that Yi Xiaogua's eyes were on him, which frightened him directly. Then, after saying this, he left the Tiandao Jieyun and flew away at the fastest speed. Ouch. I can't hold it anymore, I'm going to poop. Young Master Yi, don't wait for me. I will go back to Xingshu sect after the problem is solved. After Chu Yuanfei escaped, Li Wenyuan noticed that Yi Xiaogua's eyes fell on him, which frightened him directly. After saying this, he quickly fled from here, fearing that if he was a step slower, Yi Xiaogua would tell the most important secret in his heart. One puff, one clatter. Then, they all ran away? Just left me here alone? Seeing the two elders running away, Wang Wei was stunned on the spot. He really didn't expect that just because of Yi Xiaogua's appearance, they didn't even go to see Yi Feng's palace gate. Wait a minute. Why did this terrible woman set her eyes on me? At this moment, Wang Wei noticed that Yi Xiaogua was staring at him with a playful look, which made him furious. Thinking that the two secrets in his heart were about to be told by the other party, he turned around and jumped off the Tiandao Jieyun, and then shouted while running, Young Master Yi, I can't hold it anymore, and I don't just want to puff, I also want to splash, so don't wait for me, after it's solved, I will go back to Xingxiu sect directly. Stunned. Seeing the three people running away, Yifeng was stunned. He really didn't expect that Yi Xiaoguo actually scared them all away. What's going on? What's going on? They listened to my secrets, and when it was their turn, they ran away? Do they dare to be more dog-like? At this time, Huashan, who was standing aside, saw the three people running away, and the whole person went crazy. My lord. They all ran away, do you want to catch them back? Seeing this scene, Yi Xiaoguo also looked at Yifeng and asked. Let them run. No need to catch them back. Just open a space crack and let's go back to the palace gate. Hearing Yi Xiaoguo's question, Yifeng shook his head first, and then issued an order. Xinghuan Mountain, Xinghuan Palace. It's still more intimate to my own palace gate. Palace Master, take Xiaoguo around the palace gate. I'll go back to my residence to rest first. After returning to the palace gate, Yifeng first said something to Huashan, and then walked towards his residence. Master Xiaoguo. Then I'll take you around the palace gate first, and introduce you to other people in the palace gate. When Yifeng left, Huashan said to Yi Xiaoguo respectfully. Sure. Although there are not many people in our palace, they have many secrets. This is interesting. After hearing Huashan's words, Yi Xiaoguo responded excitedly. Yeah. Hearing this, Huashan instantly became excited. It can be said that he is now full of interest in other people's gossip. Master Xiaoguo. How about we start with the 5 tigers at the foot of the mountain? I'm very interested in their secrets. Then, Huashan asked Yi Xiaoguo excitedly. Chapter 839 Yifeng sleeps, and a room full of people watch. Okay. Then let's start with the 5 people at the foot of the mountain. However, I'm smart this time. I won't tell them the most explosive secrets in their hearts right away, but I'll start with some small secrets. This way, they won't be scared away. Hearing Huashan's question, Yi Xiaoguo said his thoughts with a smirk on his face. For me, the most explosive secrets. For others, start with small secrets. What's the matter? I'm the biggest victim. Huashan was stunned when he heard what Yi Xiaoguo said. The other sighed. Fuck. Why did you all come to my place? When Yifeng returned to his residence and found Yi Xiaohe, Yi Xiaobai, Yi Xiaochue, and others were all in his residence, he asked in confusion. My lord. Please. Let us hide here. We really don't want to see her. Hearing Yifeng's question, Yi Xiaohe begged with a wry smile. Oh. The one you are talking about, isn't it, Yi Xiaoguo? Is she that scary? Hearing Yi Xiaohe's plea, and noticing the rest of the people's uneasy expressions, Yifeng continued to ask with surprise. My lord. She is so scary. After all, we have lived too long, so we have a lot of explosive secrets. She tells us one every now and then, and we really can't stand it. Hearing Yifeng's words, Yi Xiaohe also hurriedly explained. So that's it. But I still have a doubt. Even if you have a lot of explosive secrets, there will always be a day when you will finish telling them all. If that day really comes, you should no longer be afraid of her. Hearing Yi Xiaohe's explanation, Yifeng also asked the last question. My lord. You underestimate her. She can not only predict the past, but also the future, and even change the future. So, even if she tells us all our secrets, she can still create some factors that can form explosive secrets for us. This is what we fear most about her. After all, we don't know what special factors she will create. Hearing Yifeng's question, Yi Xiaohe also explained in a serious tone. Calculate and change the future? This is really fierce. After hearing Yi Xiaohe's explanation, Yifeng finally understood the horror of Yi Xiaoguo. Okay. I know everything. But I'm going to sleep, so you guys should go out. Otherwise, I can't sleep with a bunch of men watching me sleep. After knowing all these situations, Yifeng directly ordered several people to leave. You know our situation. Then, you want to drive us away now? Isn't this pushing us to a dead end? Hearing the order of expulsion issued by Yifeng, everyone was stunned. In their opinion, Yifeng asked so many questions and finally knew all the situations, so he would definitely take them in. Who would have thought that this would be the ending? My lord. Let's all close our eyes and squat in the corner. It will definitely not affect your rest. Please don't kick us out. At this time, Yi Xiaohe also held on to his last hope and looked directly at Yifeng and begged. Hey. Okay, then you can stay. However, if Xiaogua gets angry because of your tricks and directly affects your future, that would be fun. Swish. 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 As Yifeng finished speaking, Yi Xiaohe, Yi Xiaobai, Yi Xiaochue and others also changed their expressions, and then rushed out of Yifeng's guest room at the fastest speed. I just said it casually. Are they really scared? It seems that they are really afraid of Xiaogua. Looking at the people who fled directly from the guest room, Yifeng also showed a touch of surprise, and then he thought of one thing, that is, how terrifying is the number one big sister, who can actually suppress Yi Xiaogua, who can predict the past and change the future. Night. Squeak. As the door was slowly pushed open, the bald cross-dressing boss Shi Dachuan sneaked into Yifeng's guest room. Huh. Finally safe. That little lady is so scary. How could she know those two secrets of mine? After entering the guest room and gently closing the door, Shi Dachuan walked to the corner and squatted down. At this time, his nervous expression gradually eased. Squeak. At this moment, the sound of the door being pushed open rang out again, which made Shi Dachuan, who had just calmed down, instantly nervous. He was even more upset and thought, no way, I've been hiding here with Master Yi, but she still won't let me go? Although the little secret that Yi Xiaogua said was not explosive, the other party's terrible ability really scared Shi Dachuan. He was afraid that the other party would know the explosive secrets in his heart, so he hid here with Yifeng. Huh? Xiaoshi? Why are you here? However, when the shit shoveler Sun Long walked into the guest room and found Shi Dachuan squatting in the corner, he also showed a touch of surprise, and then opened his mouth and asked in a low voice. Sun Long, the shit shoveler. I came here to hide from Master Xiaogua. What about you? When Sun Long came over, Shi Dachuan also asked with curiosity. Same. I also came here to hide from Master Xiaogua. Hearing Shi Dachuan's question, Sun Long immediately explained. After a while, Zhu Shan, Qin Ziheng, and the three great elders of Dian sect, the 5 tigers from the mountain, also came to Yifeng's guest room. When the 5 of them saw Shi Dachuan and Sun Long squatting in the corner, they all showed a touch of surprise on their faces. Don't talk. We all understand. Come and find a place to squat. At this time, Sun Long also guessed something, and then waved to the 5 people. 2 hours later. Fuck. 5 tigers from the mountain. Palace Master, Butler Ba, Sun Long, the shit shoveler, disciple Shi Dachuan, and the holy light tiger demon of the dragon tiger. Brother Black, Brother White, Brother Sword, Brother Hammer. Why did all the people in the entire palace come here? If my master wakes up early tomorrow morning and sees a room full of people, he will be scared. At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who came here last, also showed a confused look on his face after seeing a room full of people. Chapter 840. You are afraid of disturbing me, so you come in? The next day, early morning. Yeah. I slept comfortably and happily. When Yifeng woke up from his sleep, he sat up and stretched beautifully. Fuck. You guys are so perverted. What the hell are you all doing here? However, when Yifeng opened his eyes and saw Zhu Shan, Qin Ziheng, the three great elders of Dian sect, Shi Duchuan, Sun Long, Ba Feng, Yi Xiaohe, Yi Xiaobai and others in his guest room, he yelled in shock, and then he lowered his head to look at his quilt. When he saw that his quilt was intact, he breathed a sigh of relief, and then secretly thanked himself. Fortunately, I didn't go to the Seven Fairies to play games last night, otherwise, my ugly appearance would have been seen by these perverts. My lord, Sister Gua told everyone in the palace gate yesterday. Then, everyone panicked, fearing that Sister Gua would discover the explosive secrets deep in her heart. So, we came to the safest place. Hearing Yifeng's roar, Yi Xiaohe also explained with a stiff upper lip. Huh? That's actually the case. If you look at it this way, Xiao Gua can't stay in the palace gate. Otherwise, I will never have peace. After hearing Yi Xiaohe's explanation, Yifeng finally realized the seriousness of the problem. Okay. You all go back first. I will take Xiao Gua out to play these 2 days. After a moment of silence, Yifeng looked at everyone and told them his decision. When everyone heard what Yifeng said, they all showed a look of gratitude, and then left Yifeng's residence one after another. Let's take a look at the waste products refreshed today. After everyone left, Yifeng checked the waste products refreshed today. Today's prodigal product, Dragon Phoenix Dark Flame Stone *100, 000, 100,000. Dragon Phoenix Dark Flame Stone, it contains powerful Dragon Phoenix Dark Flame, which can be introduced into the body instantly for combat, or slowly introduced into the body, and slowly tempered with powerful divine power, and finally tempered into a Dragon Phoenix Dark Flame heart in the body, allowing oneself to completely possess this powerful power. Although there is a lot of information about the prodigal products given by the system this time. But why do I always feel that there are still omissions? After checking the prodigal product information refreshed today, Yifeng frowned and muttered to himself. A moment later. Xiaojiao. Have you seen the palace master? After failing to find Huashan at his residence, Yifeng came to the dream hut and looked directly at Yi Xiaojiao and asked. My lord. Huashan is puffing in the dream hut. Do you need me to call him out now? Hearing Yifeng's question, Yi Xiaojiao responded immediately. Oh. The palace master is puffing in the fantasy hut? Then he will definitely activate the water cloud fantasy crystal and enter that special fantasy. And in that special fantasy, he is a god, he can create everything, so what will he create? Thinking of the other party watching him sleep last night, Yifeng also revealed a sly smile, and then said directly, no need to call him out, just open the door, I'll go in and see what he is doing. In the fantasy hut. He. Xiao Xia, although you abused me thousands of times, I still love you like my first love. And Xiao Hong, although you abandoned me directly because of my inability, the 1 month I spent with you is my most beautiful memory. At this time, Huashan was squatting on the toilet in the dream hut, but his face showed an extremely wretched smile. No one knew what bad things he was doing in the illusion brought by the water cloud illusion crystal. Fuck. The palace master looks so wretched now. Although he is a godlike existence in this special illusion, he can't play so wretched. When Yifeng walked into the dream hut, he saw Huashan on the toilet, showing an extremely wretched look, and his hands were still doing various movements in the air in front of him. This scene directly stunned Yifeng. Half an hour later. Huh. Comfortable. It's still so cool in the dream hut. When Huashan finally woke up from the illusion, his face also showed an extremely satisfied look. Fuck. Young Master Yi, why are you here? However, when Huashan noticed that Yifeng was looking at him with a playful look, he was frightened and then exclaimed. Palace Master. I want to ask you something. But I didn't find you at your residence, so I came over to ask Xiaojiao. Who would have thought that you were here, puff puff. Then I thought, anyway, my business is not urgent, so I won't bother you, puff puff, so I didn't let Xiao Jiao call you, but came in directly to wait for you. Hearing Huashan's question, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Afraid of disturbing me? So, come in and see me puff puff? Hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan was completely stunned. It can be said that he has lived for so many years and has seen many people, some of whom like to watch the fun, some like to peek at people taking baths, some like to watch battles, and some like to watch others drink and brag, but he has never seen anyone who likes to watch others puff puff. Wait a minute. When did Yi Xiao come in? How long did he watch? Everything I did in the illusion before should have some actions in reality. Could he have seen it all? Thinking of this, Huashan was inexplicably panicked, and then looked at Yifeng and asked hurriedly, Yi Xiao, how long have you been in? Not long. About half an hour. Hearing Huashan's question, Yifeng also answered with a smile on his face. About half an hour? I only came in about half an hour. So you followed me in right after I came in? Hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan felt his eyes go dark and he almost fainted. He dared to guarantee that Yifeng had seen all his ugly behaviors. Master Yi. I dare to say something. It's not good for you to do this. After all, this is all my personal privacy. After trying to calm down, Huashan mustered up the courage to look at Yifeng and tell him what he thought. Because if he didn't bring up this issue, he wouldn't dare to squat here in the future. Who knows if there will be a group of people around him watching next time.